And so Stalin had this idea. Mao did this. He did a political revolution in 1949, took over China, got the CCP in charge, and then in 1966 he started a cultural revolution so that he could take over even more, actually so he could get his power back because they kicked him out in 62 because he only messed up and killed 55 million people. And he deposed the CCP that replaced him and consolidated his power with a social justice revolution. When Pol Pot launched his revolution in Cambodia, killed 25% of his own people. You look at it, and in terms of communist genocides and the absolute numbers, it's only 3 million. You're like, that's not that many. 55 million in China. 25% of the Cambodian population was murdered by Pol Pot in the name of, and he said it himself, social justice. So this whole thing that we've been dealing with, because we have red-washed education and have learned nothing about the history of communism, would have been visible as communism to us all, very clearly, unambiguously, where we don't have a bunch of fools on TV tricking us years ago if we would have actually been educated to know what communism was about. That is maybe their most successful hijacking of the education system, is having removed any lessons about what communism looks like. Of course, that gives us a very simple pathway to a solution. We start demanding anti-communist education in all of our states, all of them. I can tell you for absolute certainty that this is a valuable and correct thing to do, not because I'm smart, not because of theory, but because the woke always tell you when you've done the right thing by absolutely losing their marbles and saying crazy stuff. So it turns out one state tried this already. I didn't tell them to do it. They thought it up all by themselves, as far as I know. The state of Virginia, a few months ago, attempted to mandate the true history of communism be taught in all Virginia schools as a mandatory piece of curriculum. It was shot down in a complete 100% party line vote by the Democrats, killed, and then the media campaign raged and said that the Republicans in Virginia were trying to start anti-Asian sentiment and hate by teaching them about Asian communists so that the kids would learn to hate Chinese people. So you know that they don't want that. You know that that would be an injury to their cause if we started to educate about that, because we would start to undo meaningfully their conquering of education. If we started to teach anti-communist education, start to get states to require it. Now, I have a feeling that Governor him here isn't going to sign that one if you get it in Utah. Yes, Spencer is a special pet project of mine. And of course, he'll come out and say that he's for it, and then he'll say he never remembered ever hearing about it. Yes, of course. But this is something that can actually be pushed for. This is very practical. This is actually something that should have been happening all along anyway. This is not a radical change to anything. And I tell you, it will provoke them to the levels of insanity that will red pill, as they say, so many more citizens of this country. Wait a minute, why aren't we allowed to teach that? Why don't they want us to know about that history? All you have to say is we do a great job teaching you about the history of fascism and Nazis. We do a great job with that, and I think it should extend to other tyrannical regimes, including communism. So we're going to have true anti-communist education, which, by the way, if you have homeschooling, you should definitely be including that in your modules. And they will flip the flip out. You will find out which of your Republicans are rhinos in a hurry on that one.